listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shemaiah Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shemaiah Reed.
Welcome back to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today, and just like any other time, we have another amazing show lineup for y'all. Today, we have a true honor talking to a special guest, Liane Marie Lambert. She is a spiritual mentor, a energy alchemist, a karma Dharma activator, a best-selling author. We're going to be talking about one of her latest books that she is very passionate about, and that's Dharma. A new age, a little drama earlier, so that's funny. A new age guide to becoming superhuman. With all the comedy to the side, Liane is doing amazing things, blending spiritual wisdom with real world experience from her background in business, entrepreneurship, and also, yes, a mother. So balancing all those different things, she's bringing a lot of amazing gems for the show today. So I just want to cut right to the chase and say, first of all, thank you for being on the show, Liane. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me, Shemaiah. This is a true honor to be here and to be able to collaborate and do this with you.
And we're going to throw all the drama out the window. It's all
bring on the drama. Let's go.
It's all about the karma and the Dharma. So for our listeners, for those who don't really understand the difference between karma and Dharma, what is Dharma? Because everyone knows what karma is.
Yes, but there's actually a misconception, I feel, around karma a little bit that I'd like to touch on, if you don't mind, because karma basically is the realities that we're creating, the life lessons that we're here to learn. So all the energy that we're putting out into the world, it comes back to us, and it's there to show us something so that we can free ourselves from these self-imposed prisons that we've put upon ourselves. Living in Dharma is living in 5D consciousness. It is living in flow with the universe. It's essentially unity consciousness. And in that realm, in that high vibration, you see the divine order in it all, and you don't get triggered anymore. You're living outside of that programmed mind. And you're just in flow with the universe. So when you are embodying that energy, then that is the reality you're creating. You are working with the universal law, essentially. And because you're in such a high vibration, you're creating those magical experiences in your life.
Well, I appreciate you explaining that for us because, a lot of times we like to use AI. And it's funny, I was just watching something earlier today, and I can't agree more. You have to remember the human point. That is everything. I mean, anybody can use AI, but it's never going to replace the soul. It's not going to replace your intuition, your gut feeling. It's never going to allow you to, fall into traps because we like to do that. I mean, come on, scroll is always something we like to do.
Exactly, but we'll get tired of it. So that's actually when we're relying on external sources to feed something into us. It's like we're plugged into this matrix reality or that external energy. But when you're in that dharmic state of being, the source is you. So you learn how to activate that light, how to bring more color into all your experiences. And when you're in from that level of perspective, you truly see the beauty in the imperfections. And I truly believe that we will get tired of these ideals of perfection that are being streamed all around us.
It's funny because for us being humans that are not perfect, it's kind of scratch your head moment like, man, all of a sudden we are perfect, quote unquote, with this, chat GPT world. But as I digress, my next thing to explore with you is our listeners, our viewers, they can be weighed down with past patterns, and you kind of walk through all that in your book and your practice, kind of help us understand what's the core path from karma to Dharma.
Yes. Okay. So yes, this is what I'm passionate about. I wrote a book to share how I shifted through the different levels or dimensions of consciousness. To anybody who's new to this, I break up humanity into three groups. So there's the unawakened, the awakened human, and then there's the superhuman. The unawakened human is truly living from their programming. It's that identity that they have that's been imprinted on them when they were born, and you're told to be a certain way, to act a certain way, and then through their experiences, it shapes them with time, but they are living in the past essentially, because they are recreating the same sorts of experience based on what's worked in the past and what hasn't worked in the past. The awakened human is the human that all of a sudden wakes up to the reality that I can truly transform this whole human experience. I do not need to be who others expect me to be. I can rise out of these dark moments and don't allow that past experience to shape who I'm becoming. And it's taking action over the energy that we're embodying. And really starting to learn what is alchemy and how you can shift your perspective by shifting your focus and then start to elevate in vibration. And that would be more of the third dimensional way of thinking, where you're very aware of your programming and you start to alchemize it into new belief systems that are serving you so you can start to jump in these higher timelines. Fourth dimension is taking that level of perception even higher. You start to see how everything is interconnected, and you're starting to work with the universe and see how your actions are affecting another. You turn on that light switch of empathy and compassion, and even take it a step further, seeing the wisdom that is in nature and all around us. And then it elevates from there, which is why we're here, to evolve as a human race. And the Fit 5D consciousness is in flow. You're outside of your programming altogether, and you're just flowing through life. It's that magic moment where you're no longer trapped in the mind. You don't have that running dialogue always playing over and over, and you can just be present in the experience.
And to your point, we hear all the time say on the show with leaders, and that is being present. You know, everything that you do, be in the moment. A lot of times we get distracted with notifications, emails. Maybe someone is off to the side, off the camera, and trying to get your attention. You're like, no, I'm trying to do a show here. But it's funny because life, it will always throw you a curveball. But to your point, as we are in the moment and flowing through, we don't have to worry so much about all these other distractions. We can just go with the flow.
And that's part of mastery. Bring on the curveball. It's about you being able either to catch it or shift out of it. That's how we step into that mastery and discover truly how powerful we are as a human being. To not be afraid of those darker, painful moments, because it's exactly those things, those experiences that are going to elevate you so you can experience the polarity of it and truly appreciate it and hold it in the reverence it deserves.
Once again, this is I Am Refocused Radio. Watching us online, talking to our guest today, Liane Marie Lambert. Go to her website. It's very simple, LianeMarieLambert.com. And you can get a copy of her book that's available, Karma to Dharma, a new age guide to becoming superhuman. My next question has to do with you kind of talk about walking karma. So for our audience, explain what that is and what does that state look like in everyday life?
Walking karma is the individual who has learned their lessons. They understand how to stay in their lane. It's a philosophy of you versus you. And you no longer are in an energy of competitiveness. You're inspired by others. and you allow others to have their experience without interfering with their experience. As soon as you get entangled in it, then you're entangling yourself with their karmic lesson. So when you can take a step back and understand the divine timing and the order of it all, if they need to learn through a karmic lesson, then that is in their best good. Don't interfere with it. So it's holding that higher state of consciousness, being an observer to life that is unfolding all around you, and holding that high vibration, holding the highest integrity in the way that you live. Then any projections, any low vibrational energy that's being shot at you like that curveball, it doesn't affect you. It moves through you. It doesn't stick, and it boomerangs back to the sender. So that's when you become truly powerful, because you are just living as your highest and best self, and you can truly be the light by leading through example.
Speaking of by example, before you see those examples, it's kind of tricky. People don't understand it fully. There might be some pain points, if you will, where people experience some frustration in the beginning because, just like everybody else, you got to figure it out. But that leads to my next question. When people think about manifestation, I mean, that's a sugar-coated buzzword that's been going for a long time, especially in podcast worlds. What was the biggest myth about manifestation, and what does it actually mean when you're actually talking about it in your book?
Manifestation has been blown up to be something, again, that feeds into attaining things that are outside of you. The truth is that we are all already powerful manifestors. We're just not aware of it. We are manifesting a reality through a low vibration, and that's why we're stuck in these cycles. But we're already manifesting. It's a reflection of the energy you're embodying. So if you want to manifest that high vibrational experience filled with all that stuff that we dream of, then you need to become the miracle yourself. You need to raise in frequency internally and know that everything's working for you, and follow the clues that are in your path for your personal evolution. And then you can manifest that sort of life.
You have been doing this in your own personal life. You have a holistic MBA and coaching certifications. How do you blend grounded business strategies with spiritual practices that you practice yourself?
It is truly a lifestyle switch. So I live and breathe it. Every experience, being a mom, that's my number one job on this planet, is the most challenging one. And to really not get sucked into the identity of being a mom, but seeing myself as a leader for this young soul that has entrusted themselves in me. I'm here to show them something. So I like it when they challenge me, and pardon my words, but when they call bullshit on when I'm slipping up. It's a good thing. It's something to embrace. So if you're going to embody this work, it is very humbling. You need to take a step back and truly look at yourself. And when you are falling into those program patterns from your past, and really put a lot of emphasis on what's going on here. What are the blind spots that I'm not seeing? And then how can I alchemize out of this energy by recognizing what is the lesson I needed to learn and how do I step out of it? And then from there, applying that, show the people in your life that, okay, I've learned from that experience and I am taking the steps necessary to no longer repeat that pattern.
And when you think about people who are listening right now and feel like they're called to their Dharma, we kind of think about Dharma like purpose or meaning or mission. What would you say are maybe 3 good steps that people are watching and viewing can start taking right away when you consider talking about alchemizing their energy?
First and foremost would be take a step back and just observe the patterns without judging yourself. Judgment is ego, 100%. And then the second step would be to develop a relationship with your ego. It's not good or bad. It's just a tool that you can learn to work with. It's giving you information. So by having that removed perspective will accelerate the ascension process a lot more quickly. The next thing would be to start to truly understand what is alchemy. So to take a look at the belief systems, the thoughts, whatever is running on repeat in your mind, and then see the lesson in it, but it's not an absolute, whatever that was. It was something that was put on you, and then shift it into a higher perspective. Einstein stated that energy can't be created or destroyed. It's only transferred or transformed. The reason why we are all stuck in this really low, dense reality is because we have become masters at transferring energy. Nobody is being accountable for their own energy. So the last big tip would be to be accountable. Know when it's yours, when it isn't yours. Speak up when you agree to something, and when you don't agree to it, also speak up. Because by not speaking out is subconsciously agreeing with that person, and you're also feeding into that narrative. So we need to become more accountable for the energy that we are holding and start to practice alchemy, which is the only way we're going to move out of this dense energy, by alchemizing it as one, all of us, learning through one another.
Once again, this I Am Refocused Radio, watching us online. You want to learn more, talking about learning from each other, go to her website, our guest website today, Liane Marie Lambert.com. Again, that's Liane Marie Lambert.com. And go ahead and get a copy of her book that's available right now, Karma to Dharma, a new age guide to becoming superhuman. They always say ice on the stove is melting fast on the show. So I have a few more things I want to talk about, and that is with specifically to the people you have mentored. What has been a aha moment that you seem to feel is kind of common when you're working with people?
An aha moment, that's tricky, because it really does vary from one person to the next. But I would say more so how much shame and oppression has really been holding us back. And it kind of ties into what you were saying earlier about these ideals of perfection that we've put upon ourselves. And then we wear these social masks. And I think we need to start becoming more courageous and speaking up on our falls and our fails. And there is no shame in that. There's actual liberation from sharing the experience. And that gives space for somebody else to do the same. We are here to have a human experience, and it's going to be full of ups and downs, and we are here to learn from one another. So I guess the biggest aha moment would be to how often I need to give permission to somebody to just be okay with their perceived fails, because they aren't a failure in the least.
You mentioned earlier that your book is a bestseller. So congrats on that. We know that's not the easiest thing to do, so it takes a lot of effort. When you see that accomplishment, man, you have many, but when you look at that particular one, how does that kind of come full circle with everything we're talking about? Because I'm pretty sure you planned on doing some big things, but you probably didn't anticipate all the great things that will be coming your way.
Okay, I would say I actually didn't plan. It's interesting because my journey really involved connecting to my spiritual team, and it was through a lot of again, perceived mistakes that I came across this, and I became so passionate about my own transformation. When you can hold these really, really high vibrations, it is addictive. It becomes the most precious thing you possess, and you will protect your energy at all costs. And then I wanted to show others how to do it, because it literally is the ticket out of addictions and dependencies. It is true liberation. So my path became my purpose. And now looking back, I do need to pinch myself, because this is how, by just staying in your lane, following your journey, just focusing on being your best self in every now moment, it really does take you on a path to purpose. And now where I'm at, I'm really sitting in, how do we help the next generation? How do I help other parents be a guide for their children when they're just starting on this journey? And so I'm shifting my focus on that. So it really is dependent on where I am in the now moment, and I'm not holding any expectations for my future, because when you let go of expectation, the window opens up so much bigger, and then that's when life really starts to surprise you. So I would invite people to at least explore that perspective, and then allow the magic to come in.
And speaking of magic coming in, say someone's watching, listeners, and they feel like, and maybe they've been working on this inner work for a while, and they still are not satisfied with external results. What would you say to that person that they need to focus on?
That is a very personal experience that I've had myself. The inner work is never done. There's always a new level. It's again tapping into that source that is within. You can tap into these elated, high vibrations without having, just in your kitchen, in going for a walk. It truly is remarkable. So I would say keep going, because there's always a next level to it. And eventually the external stuff will start to happen, because again, it isn't just about us. That is that 5D consciousness. There is divine timing. For every action, there's a reaction. And sometimes as well, we're forced to look at the karmic entanglements in our lives. So you may have been doing the inner work, but if your partner hasn't, and you have a contract with them, then you are going to carry some of their karmic energy or low vibrational energy. So I would look at, or at least revisit, what is holding you back? What are the people, places, and things that you are still allowing in your life that are not healthy for you, that aren't serving you? It's about shifting all of your internal energy into what is constructive and not destructive. Because again, the universe doesn't understand language. It understands frequency. And you can't lie to the universe. So don't lie to yourself.
Man. If that was a point to take, that is the point to take. If you didn't take any other point, I mean, that one right there is in all caps. When you said that, it's like a big ray of light just came through my computer screen. Like that right there, yeah, you might want to rewind the tape, or however y'all say in the young days, and listen to that again. Matter of fact, go to our guest website. Liane has a website. It's Liane Marie Lambert.com. That's Liane Marie Lambert.com, and get a copy of her book that is available, I'm sure, anywhere you find books, but people like pointing people at Amazon. So make sure you go to Amazon and search for Karma to Dharma, a new age guide to becoming superhuman. And speaking of becoming superhuman, who doesn't? I mean, disclaimer, we have to make disclaimers on the show, but honestly, who doesn't want to become superhuman? And I say that as a metaphor, obviously, but when you think about being positive, I mean, this show, if I can just talk about the show real quick in 5 seconds, we started from the barbershop in 2017, and like people have been saying, barbershop to the top, and it did happen overnight. It didn't happen because I snapped my fingers and all these people are coming on the show. It was a lot of embarrassing moments. You talking about no shame. Well, there's no shame in the game. I'm about to screw y'all real quick in a quick masterclass, real simple, real fast, real quick. And that is, this show is living proof of not just finding your purpose, but every day, refocus. Every day, go at it. Every day, swing the bat. Because there's going to be times where you're going to miss the game. There's going to be times where the game get canceled because it's like raining, like San Antonio's been raining like crazy off and on the past couple of weeks. But that's life. It's going to give you curveballs. It's going to give you all this stuff. But when you pay attention to what our guest is saying, Liane, she's coming from a different perspective, and that's why I love the show. I get all walks of life to talk on the show. If you just have one-sided person saying what they want to say, you don't have one-sided information. And if you have one-sided information, that's almost like a bad AI system, only reading limited data. There's fresh data out there. And I heard someone say this. I'm going to throw it right back to you, Liane, because I know it's baseball. We have to throw the ball back. But there's always new, fresh perspectives. There's always new, fresh ideas. There's always the human creativity. And if we're not careful, we will box it all into one-sidedness, and that's more dangerous than anything. What do you think?
Absolutely. Who wants to be cookie cutter and part of the herd? Don't you want to lead the sheep? This is the right that we all have. It's our birthright to create whatever experience you want. And it is in the journey. So thank you for sharing your journey with me, because that's what makes it all worthwhile. And there's always a next. So to keep pushing, keep going, and stay in that constructive energy, because it's simple math. You cannot fail if you keep taking positive steps forward. It's inevitable. Your success is secured. And I wish that. I truly wish that for everyone, even if it's just to be liberated from their mind just for a little bit, and to really connect to this beautiful energy that is all around us, so that you can really sit in the eye of the storm. There is so much chaos happening around us, and if we keep focusing on that, then we're feeding that. So to take action, bold action, and start to be accountable for what you are feeding your energy into. And this is how we're going to transform the life together, or the world together.
Not to put more drama in the show, but I just feel a little comedian coming out of me right now, and that is, there are people, and this might be, people know I go left field sometimes in my comments, but people may use a car, right? Anyone can put gas in the car, but not everybody can drive.
Oh.
So it's like, how are you driving your life? I know that's going to go over a lot of people's heads. I'm going to get some emails. What was that joke? I didn't get it. Well,
I love it. Not everyone can turn that corner.
I mean, the easy part is filling up the tank, right? I mean, not today's prices, but the easy part is putting the tank filled up, but not everybody can drive. Not every, and people are going to take that. I know it's going to go over the head, and that's okay. But the ones who are able to,
yes, you can shift that whole experience, having the right music, the right vibe, the right speed, taking that corner. I love to drive, so I get it. I get it.
You get it. I appreciate you. So that risk was worth taking. That was a good risk. So I thank you for flowing with me. So once again, I've been talking to our guest today, Liane. She has an amazing website. We can get all the information on her books and her, feature, updates. Just go head over to her website right now. That's LianeMarieLambert.com. Again, that's LianeMarieLambert.com. And we've been plugging her book throughout the show, so I already know you know the name of it, but just in case you forgot already, it's Karma to Dharma, a New Age Guide to Becoming Superhuman. If you want to become superhuman, then share this podcast with one person. That's it. And go follow her on social media. Support what she's doing. And to you, I'll let you have the last words. What do you want to say to our listeners?
I love you all. So you can truly transform your life. Don't ever give up on yourself. You've got this.
Awesome. With that, I want to say thank you for your time.
Thank you.